to our lecturer, Ms. Raja. The public speech video we have chosen was talk about the fastest way to slow down climate change now by Elisa Oko. So she has mentioned in the video there is something called climate warming gas, which is contain 99% of carbon dioxide and 1% of methane. If you're wondering what is methane, methane is colorless, odorless, and a flammable gas, which is also primary component of natural gas. As US Environmental Protection Agency has stated that methane has 25 times warming potential greater than carbon dioxide over a 100 years period. It's basically traps heat in the atmosphere. So we reduce methane, we reduce a lot of warming right away.
Imagine as we're making our video right now and 10 seconds have passed by, over 10,000 metric tons of climate warming gases, including methane, are released into the atmosphere. Now, methane is especially impactful because it causes more warming in the next 10 years compared to carbon dioxide. And the largest source of methane emissions comes from energy production, particularly leaks during fossil fuel extraction and transportation. According to NASA's Earth Observatory, it is estimated that these activities releases up to 97 million metric tons of methane annually, every year that is. But yet, reducing these leaks is the cheapest and most effective way to cut emissions. For example, oil fields in West Texas, they will waste enough methane to heat up to 2 million homes. But simple fixes like tightening valves or replacing gaskets can reduce emissions at no extra cost because the safe gas can be sold. Now we can also see that Elisa emphasizes reducing methane emissions as a key strategy to fight climate change in the short term. And one of her solutions is by utilizing methane SAT. I personally agree with the solution because, as she's mentioned, methane SAT can pinpoint emission sources, making it easier to take targeted action and reduce leaks more efficiently. Elisa also mentioned that this technology increases transparency and accountability for industries and governments. Based on the researches I made, traditional methods like, let's say, infrared sensors at gas plants or handheld detectors work for specific locations, but at the same time, they struggle with scale and accessing remote areas. Now, methane SAT solve these problems. It can detect emissions globally, making methane reduction efforts more effective. Even just last week, an article by Rob Jackson titled "Satellites Can Now Identify Methane Super Emitters" further support this. And it shows how satellite technology is transforming emission monitoring to a larger scale. Elisa's focus on cutting methane is logical because it delivers faster climate benefits than reducing carbon dioxide alone. The IEA reports that reducing methane could slow global warming by 30% before 2025. 2050. These efforts also work alongside other actions like better waste management and reducing agriculture emission, as my group mates will continue.
Okay, so we can also reduce a lot of methane emissions from waste management. So why is methane emission related with waste management? Because methane produced as bacteria decompose. What it means? Garbage in landfills and sludge in wastewater, these are where methane comes from. The speakers has given two solutions based on waste management in cutting of methane emission. So the first one was suck up methane from landfills by using tubes with vacuums and use it to generate electricity. So scientists from Red Bull University demonstrated that it could generate power from methane-consuming bacteria, which is Candidatus metanoperidis. This bacteria use methane to grow, so methane can be decreased when this bacteria growing and growing. And also, researchers at Penn State University have created a bacteria powered microbial fuel cell (MFC) that can convert methane into small amounts of electricity. So this proved the point that methane can generate electricity. The second solution given by the speaker was sending some trash, such as food waste, away from landfills and instead to composting centers. Study in the Nature journal Scientific reports composting food scraps result in 38 to 84% fewer greenhouse gas emissions than tossing them in landfills. REFED, Rethink Food Waste Through Economics and Data, found out that across the United States, surplus food responsible for 4 million metric tons of methane. How much is 4 million? 4 million. It is nearly 14% of the country's total methane emission. Imagine how big US is, and only the surplus food. It costs 14% of the methane emissions. It is so horrible. I'm actually quite agree with those solutions that given by Elisa, because this solution has support by a few research and a few reports that I have found.
So I'm going to talk about agriculture. Elisa could say about farming. She explained that farming creates gas called methane, and it comes from cows when they burn out when they eat. Second is manure, animal poop, and third is the rice fields. The water traps methane. So she suggests three solutions. First is by adding special food in the cow's meat, like seaweed. This can make them burn less. Second is use tools to capture the methane from gas into the air. And third is eat less meat, so fewer cows are needed. So I agree with Elise Akut's solution. She said that when we adding special ingredients in the cow's meat, this can less methane. But some farmers don't have enough money to buy this special food, especially in the poor countries. And second is, I also agree with adding tools like biodigester. This can collect this can collect methane from manure and turn it into energy. However, some farmers need money and government to help to buy these tools. Third is also for eat less meat. This is a good idea because it means fewer cows and less methane. But however, it can be hard for some people who depends farming for their jobs, and also cultures that include a lot of meat. And I think Elisa Akut's solution is helpful and smart for stop the climate change. But to make them work, we need money and tools. Also, people and government all need to work together to make these changes happen. Thank you.
So I agree with Fiza. What Fiza says is good, and I'm going to talk about the rice production. Rice cultivation contributes significantly methane emissions, like a greenhouse gas. This is due to flooded fields which create an anaerobic conditions, allowing soil microorganisms to break down the organic matter and produce methane. Methane emissions are influenced by factors like water management, organic matters, rice variety, and soil and temperature. And the mitigation strategies include alternate wetting and drying, methane inhibiting fertilizer, optimize organic input, and breeding low emissions rice varieties. Rice cultivation is a crucial global food sources, but its environmental impact underscores the need for sustainable practice.
In conclusion, we must act now because reducing methane is one of the fastest ways to fight climate change and to protect our planet for future generations, our generations. Thank you.